Hey, welcome.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hey. I'm Mark Crandall.
And I'm Brad Crandall.
And you might notice we're sitting at a different table today.
Yes.
We decided a round table was going to be good for discussion for today's politics and disorganized stories that we have going on today. Now, first off, let's go to local news. So for the local news, we actually have a few stories to report on recently. The Dover-Sherborn Medfield Ashland gymnastics team is going to be competing in the sectionals of the Massachusetts state competition this year, which would be crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
nice.
Could you imagine them bringing home something
Bring
like a
home
medal?
the gold.
Bring home the gold.
Salute.
All 8 members and 1 gentleman.
Wait, so
of the
how many
team.
towns is this? And we only have 8 members.
There's four towns: Dover, Sherborn, Medfield, and Ashland, and 8 members. So let's start. More gymnastics.
Get your stretches.
Get your stretches going. Maybe I'll pull a backflip one of these days on the show. You never know.
Bust my teeth again.
But on the lighter side, or should I say the heavier side, the chili soup cook-off is going to be happening at the Dover-Sherborn or Dover Library on March 4th from 5 p.m. to 7:30. I don't know. Maybe I'll enter something.
Yeah, you know
Why
what?
not?
I think Cooking with the Crandalls might have something up their
There
sleeve.
you go.
this year.
I mean, everybody wins at one of those things. We all get full, and that's that's the point of the whole story.
You get plenty of gas afterwards.
You better get the Tums going after that one.
Speaking of gas,
Yes.
I actually have a story. 2,000 gallons of diesel was spilt in Seattle from a locomotive being derailed. So it's a lot of money.
That's that's a lot of money going down the tubes. Someone's going to end up paying for that one. It's probably going to be us at the pump.
Right?
Yeah.
Seriously. Good thing my car doesn't take diesel.
Yeah, right?
Put it that way.
Before we go back in, a couple of more local news. The JV basketball team, or the freshman team, I believe, were the ones we were talking to. Or the JV, because we had a sophomore member.
JV, we're on the show for
The JV were on the show. So, the JV finished 8-8 with a clear equal record. The varsity finished 7-13 after their season, and the freshmen finished 9-4. So, it is looking like the coming years are going to be nice, especially with the DS hockey team lately.
Yeah. And the boys basketball team is going to the playoffs also.
Yep,
So, congrats.
The boys basketball team and the DS hockey team qualified for the playoffs this year. The second time in 20 years, which you can look at it in a good way. Wow, this is the second time we've made it in 20 years, or you could look at it as a very poor 20 years.
Didn't happen when you were on the team.
It did not happen while I was on the team for the whole 4 years.
Yeah, seriously.
We'll ignore that.
But hey, I was actually filming the girls' basketball games, and girls looked a lot better as the season progressed. So, congrats on that.
Yeah. Apparently, the Teen Gaming on Fridays is taking place as well at the Dover Library. From 3 to 5 p.m. every single Friday, the kids are getting together and playing Wii or Xbox 360. I'm not sure. I'm not really a teen anymore, but I'm sure that's going to be a good social event to go to.
Yeah. Any more local news, huh?
Yeah. Tuesday, March 6th, speaking of more cooking, Chef Seven St. Pierre is going to be doing a little performance and taking home the home classics and reinventing them nutrient-wise. And that's going to be happening at the DS High School in room 108 on Tuesday, March 6th.
Oh,
So that about does it for the local news, besides the caucus coming up on March 1st.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What is that?
Just the town meeting, I guess. The town caucus.
right.
We're going to vote on a couple of things and apparently pull out a Canadian accent from what I just did.
Yeah.
Before we cut into the DS World News, we have a special guest doing the weather today. Why don't you take it away there, you amazing person, you.
Neighborhood friendly.
Your
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
friendly neighborhood.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Hello there, web slingers. Spidey here with your 7-day forecast. Today it's 55, mostly sunny. Tomorrow it's going to be 46 with a frozen mix in the sky. Pardon me, Spidey's got a little throat problem. Saturday it's going to be 42, mostly cloudy. Sunday 39, mostly sunny. Monday it's going to be 45, mostly sunny. And Tuesday 48, partly cloudy. And for everybody's fun day, Wednesday 44, partly sunny. That's Spider-Man with your 7-day forecast. That should do my work. Art, back to you in the studio. I got some people to save.
Yeah, alright, so, how did you pull that one off?
He owed me a favor. Yeah.
Yeah, should we bring up this favor?
No. We'll keep it under the water. We'll just say that Spidey owed me a favor.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That was cool, actually. Thank you, Spidey. Looking handsome as ever out there.
I mean, he didn't say we were handsome, but I don't. He knew it. He didn't have to. That's what he was saying. He had people to save anyway.
Seriously.
All right.
Speaking about saving people, there was plenty of people he didn't save this past week. Sorry to break it to you, man. But yeah, it's kind of tough week of news. A lot of bad stuff happened. A mid-air helicopter collision kills 7 Marines.
Eesh.
In Arizona.
I heard about that one. Not good. And of course, someone in celebrity-wise has a Hollywood funeral, and you don't have 7 Marines getting any kind of slowdown credit. Whitney Houston gets millions of people watching the funeral, and these 7 guys are probably not going to get the respect they deserve over there.
That's true.
So thank you again, all the troops over there.
Absolutely.
Fighting for us.
Did you hear about the girl that died after a running punishment from her parents? From eating a candy bar and lying to her grandmother.
Well, what? She lied to her grandmother? Did it elaborate in this story at all about what she was lying to?
I'm guessing it was that she ate the candy bar. So she told her grandma she didn't. So the grandma and the mother... Take it to this can. It's cool. The grandma and the mother were both charged for manslaughter after they made the little girl run for 3 hours straight. And she was severely dehydrated and had a seizure and then died at the Children's Hospital.
Jesus, that's crazy. It's just a clear and unpresent danger right there, if you will. See what I did there? I took the movie anyway. So speaking of, childish games and everything, a 14-year-old named Ashley Long she overdosed from a helium tank at a local drinking party that her town was having. She, 14 years old, and she died after inhaling, the helium. Her brain passed out, and she couldn't awake from the coma, and she died after that. And her friends were quoted as saying that she didn't drink that much, but this was the first party that she was drinking at, which just goes to show you, hey, be careful, all right?
With the helium, right? So did they say that the helium killed her?
It was the helium, but the drinking probably led to the poor judgment.
Jeez. I always loved talking silly on helium.
And that's what they were doing. They were all taking turns at the party talking silly to one another.
Her last words might have been pretty funny sounding. That's terrible.
That's awful. But I'm sure they were pretty entertaining. She sounded like one of the members of the Lollipop Guild right before she passed.
Absolutely. Here, Daniel Von Bargen from Seinfeld and Malcolm in the Middle tried to shoot himself in the head.
No, that was the suicide attempt. That was the local Spurbury police officer in Super Troopers.
Yeah, Super Troopers.
He was the guy, and he had a failed suicide attempt. Shot himself in the head, and
he needed surgery to amputate his toes. So instead, I guess he tried to shoot himself in the head. So he ended up calling 911, and I think he's gonna make it. I don't know.
They said he's in critical condition right now. So far, it's looking up though. Now, more strange things happening. Scientists have just found out they just took a wind reading on a small black hole 28,000 light years away. The small black hole had Category 5 winds. Now, what I'm wondering about this is how do they get a camera so close, or some kind of sensor, not just 28,000 light years away,
Insane.
and get a reading on it to the point where they're like, all right, this has Category 5 winds. And how does it not get sucked in there?
So the camera's still getting readings, right?
Well, they only had a camera shot of it with tons and tons of magnifying, glass equipment, probably, to get something that far away, a photo of it. But they got a reading on it for the winds, and it was Category 5 winds.
Jeez,
so
man.
That's just...
Speaking about space, Japan plans on making a huge elevator into space.
Japan?
Yeah, did you hear about that?
Well, I guess that'll
like
be
a big lollipop.
That'll be the stairway to heaven, I guess.
Right?
Yeah, right
Serious.
there.
Insane. So it's gonna take a week for people to get up there.
That's
nuts.
what
they're planning on, at least,
to
with
outer
the stopping
space?
point. Huh?
To outer space?
Yeah. We'll fit 30 people on the vessel, and we'll see. I don't know.
Speaking of that, I just read something on the moon. They are trying to They've been trying to colonize the moon for a long time now, but they're thinking of making the moon a country. They have enough people on the moon. It's about 30, 38 right now.
Really?
People living on the moon. And they're thinking of making it a country up there.
People living on the moon?
There's people living on the moon. Just crazy stuff right there.
I wonder how that's going on.
Yeah. Now, if we could switch to politics real quick. Rick Santorum and Mitt Romney were at a debate the other day, and it looked like Santorum was all over his words, and Romney... was straightforward and didn't defer from anything. So my theory on it is, who cares? Go Ron Paul.
Speaking about voting, Milan Lucic was voted the toughest player in the NHL.
There you go.
So, hey, congrats,
I just overheard, speaking of tough players in the NHL, Bob Probert now has a book out on his life in the NHL with a foreword by Steve Yzerman.
He was the one that died.
Yeah, Bob Probert?
Yeah.
The scrapper?
Yep.
Yeah. Unbelievable, though.
Writing books in his death.
Yep. They published it. They must have published it right before. Speaking of hidden gems, the Michael Rohr just found $3.5 million in his closet when he inherited his aunt's house after her passing and went into her basement closet to clean it out. Found over 138 comics valued at over $3.5 million. Now, the comics included the original Batman, which sold for $523,000, and the first appearance of Spider-Man, which sold for $299,000.
Did you get a chance to talk to Spidey about that?
You know what? I didn't hear about Spider-Man. I'm sure his comic sold for a lot more than that because he's the man. And
nice guy.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. If you ever get to talk to him.
Speaking about money, I have a few stories. Former New York... Oh, in New York City, a former Playmate was awarded $1.2 million for being a victim in an excessive police force incident.
Wow,
did you hear about
crazy.
That one?
I didn't hear about that one.
Oh,
well, now I did.
Apparently, she had it out with the taxi driver, and the taxi driver was apparently threatening her, and she called the police on this taxi driver, and then he called the police on her, saying that she was threatening on shooting him.
Huh.
So police ended up finding her and throwing her down, five police pointed guns at her.
Wow.
And
that's just excessive force right there.
Yeah. And she was wearing an outfit that couldn't even fit a pencil in there, apparently.
Yeah, probably not.
And so that's pretty crazy.
That's pretty nuts. Speaking of adult entertainment, with the Playmate, the author J.K. Rowling, most famous for her books in the Harry Potter series, is now writing a new book that she says is for adults only. Now, the reason when asked, she said that when her first Harry Potter book came out, the original fans were about 10 years old. Now they're about 25 years old, which is funny because I read the entire series.
Yeah, I did not.
You did not. I did, but I'm 26. So.
You like Harry Potter, don't you?
I did. I enjoyed it. It was a good read, but...
Do you like the movies, too?
The movies kind of deter from the books, but they're not bad. Not bad.
Well, back on the money track, you know, we haven't been receiving any money still.
Yeah, we gotta get those checks rolling.
9 Junction Street.
9 Junction Street.
Dover, Mass.
Dover, Mass.
DSC TV.
Yes, write your checks out to DS World News. Worldwide News.
Oh, but bloggers offer $1,000 for anyone who punches Chris Brown in the face. So
I wonder why,
you might catch an assault charge, but
you might catch
$1,000.
Yeah, or a minor assault, or a punch back, depending on how he's feeling.
You know what?
He might throw a decent punch.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask who was it?
Rihanna about that.
Oh, Rihanna, yeah, Rihanna about that one. was that too soon? Too soon?
Too soon? No, they're actually back together, and I guess they're friends again. And he was seen at her birthday party or something, and now they have she has a song featuring him again, so...
Oh, good. Well, at least they're friends.
So, yeah, at least they kissed and made up.
Yeah, exactly. Like enemies in a high school.
Oh, but I guess there were comments about other girls, like, saying, oh, he can beat me anytime. So...
Wow. Not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. The, Honda is having more problems this year. 2012 is not their year. This is their 4th recall on the 2012 lineup. Their Odyssey van is now featuring problems on the the safety precautions with the rear hatch. There's a little bit of gas in there, and it's been breaking so that the hatch just closes, And it's supposed to be an assisted opening, but...
At least it got recalled, right?
At least it got recalled, but that is not going to be good for the stockholders there.
No, absolutely not. Never. With recalls. Did you hear about the man arrested and tased after punching cops for not arresting a woman that parked in a handicap parking spot?
Well, I know we were discussing it a little bit before the show, but wouldn't that be a fine? Not like an arrestable offense for parking in a handicap spot?
Come on, dude.
But why are you going to freak out that much over someone doing
it? To the point where you assault a police officer? Come on, man.
And speaking of assaulting, I know. Speaking of assaulting guards, Disneyland is actually having a little bit of trouble at the Disney World Park in Orlando. I believe it was the Disney World, right? Not Disneyland?
I don't know.
Anyway, it was at the Tower of Terror. A man got enraged, punched a security guard, got tasered, pepper sprayed, and was held down by other people in line for that. And it's just crazy,
those lines get very long.
Yeah, the lines get
stressed, but you got to keep it together. You know,
just keep together. Don't punch a security guard.
Yeah. What was that comment?
The comment. I was
check that movie.
Oh yeah. Well, I was saying first off, I was going to say that the guy caused terror at the Tower of Terror, and the second pun was going to be one of the kids in the video was quoted as saying, "I think this man's been drinking vodka," which is a play from Blank Check in the early 90s. A good movie,
Yeah. And speaking about more assaults, you know what I mean? Florida man arrested after he threatened a woman with a gun and told the cops that he was half orangutan. Elvis Presley's brother and good friends with President Bush.
What?
I don't know what he was on, but he must have been... on something.
You got the first half orangutan. I don't even know where you're coming off of that. But then friends with George Bush, dude, you're just throwing out haymakers there. You got to connect with one thing.
Oh, and he said he had to go to the hospital to get his monkey blood transfused or something. Something about.
What's
it's like Charlie Sheen's tiger blood. This guy had monkey blood.
This guy had monkey blood. Get him to the operating room immediately. This dude has serious problems.
Seriously, monkey blood. Get him to the with the clinic.
Yeah,
you know
get him to
what I
the
mean?
animal clinic, man.
Jeez,
Yeah,
no, like,
large animals.
no, because
Oh, the drug clinic,
No, I'm saying like this guy must have AIDS,
Yeah.
hepatitis.
Oh yeah, if
Maybe
he's
that.
screwing around with
He's half
orangutans, yeah, you gotta watch
I
out.
don't know. I don't think too many monkeys are clean right now. I don't know why, but
No, a gentleman, a 52-year-old guy was arrested in Madison, Wisconsin after claiming to be the new Denny's general manager and then cooking his own cheeseburger and fries after telling the current GM she was fired. And he was starting today.
that's
So
awesome.
the guy just goes in, he's toting a tie and a trench coat. A tie and a trench coat.
Probably look professional.
He probably might have pulled off professional. He could have, but at least the dude knew how to cook a cheeseburger. So he went right by and cooked his own cheeseburger and fries. Unfortunately, he was not able to finish his meal.
Ooh.
3/4 through his burger, the police showed up from the 911 call. So, talk about a not satisfying meal.
That isn't satisfying. Maybe if he said that he wasn't taking her spot, that it could have slid. So she probably was the one that made the 911 call saying, who is this guy? Like, did I really lose my job? Blah, blah, it's like,
well, that's the thing, is she called corporate. She called, everyone. She was so distraught because the guy went into the office instead of walking to the grill. It's like that woman who had a homeless guy break into her house and then do the dishes and stuff that we reported on the week before. Yeah.
And speaking about guys breaking in, did you hear about my friend actually told me this. I was like, hey, do you know any news? And he about to go do my news show, and he says, did you hear about that guy that broke into a car in where was it? I don't have the state. Oh, in Sudbury.
Mm-hmm.
And he broke into this person's car and stole their Apple product.
Yeah.
He didn't know whether it was an iPod or
probably an
iPhone,
iPod, iPad, something expensive.
So then what happened was they have tracking devices.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman reported stolen and police tracked this man
right down.
Yeah, right down.
Right down.
They just saw the man,
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing?
You're under arrest.
That's unfortunate.
Seriously, right?
Hey, at least she got her stuff back.
Yeah, hey, that's cool. So, Apple owners.
Apple owners, beware, because your stuff is on high alert. Right now.
You can. Some of the new stuff have tracking devices. So
if we may go a little bit racy here, Zac Efron actually was on the Lorax carpet of the Grammys, and he dropped a condom on the red carpet outside.
Way.
Yep, he played it very suave, though. He picked up the condom, had a little bit of a chuckle, threw on some sunglasses, and went right back to where he was going. So
at least he's going protected.
At least he's protected.
At least he's using protection. Good. Keep going.
Funny story that I stumbled upon. I was like,
funny.
really?
I actually stumbled on a good one too. Did you hear about the handicapped guy that went in with his wheelchair, robbed a convenience store, and then he got caught on his getaway because his wheelchair got stuck in the sand. So he was stuck,
So he was making a bolt for it, and
took a route that he probably should have knew.
There's probably some stairs or something, It's just unfortunate.
For that guy, it's fortunate for the company, though.
Yeah, fortunate for those guys, but can you believe, a guy walking in there, and just all of a sudden, what are you doing in here? Well, I'm robbing this here place.
No, he's just in the sand, oh no.
Oh, was it a beach? Was it a beachfront?
They got, I don't know, maybe actually.
It could have been a Cracker Barrel, or something with some sand outside.
Who knows? Did you hear about the Swedish man who survived 2 months off of snow in his car from that cold snap that we were talking about?
No way. Really? 2 months?
Yeah.
That's
crazy in his car.
Or 3. What was it? 2 or 3?
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Isn't that nuts?
That's just absolutely crazy.
That?
Yeah, in your car, just chilling out.
Scary, maybe if you were Shoe Nice 22, he could eat his cushions and stuff. But
possibly, you never know. But let me see here. Oh, that's the weather forecast. I wonder how I got that. But I gotta say, today I'm surprised you didn't say anything about your outfit, Brad. I couldn't help but notice that's the third show you've worn the same tie.
Ah, yes, it is. I like the tie, but yeah, the truth is I don't know how to tie ties. So I just kind of recycled. Hey, I'll come next time with a new tie though.
There you go.
Hey. Cat's out of the bag now. You all know I don't know how to tie a tie.
That's all good. The camera actually saved me, knowing that I have this big, nice guy on my nose right here.
Nice pimple.
Nice pimple. No, you can't really see it. I guess camera magic truly is magical.
Oh, you can see it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right?
Did you hear about the guy who's suing his uncle for posting embarrassing pictures of him on Facebook?
Really?
Trying to sue his uncle.
He's suing his uncle? I swear, everybody is just trying to make an honest buck this day.
You couldn't just untag yourself.
You could say a dishonest buck. Untag yourself, or you can actually report the photo to Facebook staff and they'll take it down for you.
I can't see how it was that embarrassing.
Guys, just don't be stupid and posting stuff, Just think about it.
Maybe it's just like a bad picture of him smiling. He looks stupid. He's like,
well, they didn't have the photo to back it up, did they? It was just the story.
They must.
It was probably just a goofy photo. Maybe it was at a Halloween party. You took off, the pirate's mask or something, still had the faulty teeth in it. That was just like 2 teeth, and got tagged in, and he was saying, I don't really have that kind of teeth, I'm suing you. Something stupid like that.
Seriously. And speaking about suing, man.
Well, epic sax guy to play us off.
Hey, let me finish a few more stories real quick.
Yep.
Michael Jordan is suing a Chinese company for unauthorized use of his name on some shoes.
Yep, absolutely.
He doesn't need a buck, but hey,
you gotta protect your own name.
Did you hear about the Zimbabwe world news?
Yeah.
Did you hear about it?
No.
There's been some news in Zimbabwe. A Zimbabwe teen sentenced to be caned for a comment that he made on Facebook, calling a girl a typical prostitute. So in Zimbabwe, don't call your girl offense, a typical prostitute. And speaking about Zimbabwe, another story is a 70-year-old Zimbabwe man swimming across a river with no bathing suit on.
Yep.
Got attacked by a crocodile.
Yep. And
got his manhood ripped out.
Ooh.
And his buttocks. Some of his buttocks.
Yeah.
Ripped too.
So don't swim in rivers that are crocodile infested without its swim trunks on, okay? That's the story of the day. One more thing. U.S. is now apologizing to Afghanistan for some of the bombings that they've been doing because it killed a couple of their civilians as well.
Let me get 2 more real quick. Huh?
2 more? You got something quick?
All right. Yeah, I got it. Okay. LeBron needs his steak cut up into pieces.
Yeah.
Before he eats it. Did you know that?
No.
Well done. Cut up into pieces. And a surgeon gives his own daughter a boob job.
Really?
Which is kind of messed up, huh?
It's a family affair, I guess.
But, she's adopted, but still,
that'd be weird enough to report on the news.
Seriously. So this has been a production of DS Worldwide News. I'm Mark Crandall. And I'm Brad Crandall, and always a pleasure.
You stay classy, Dover-Sherborn. This is the Dover-Sherborn Worldwide News. Thank you. Take care. Always a pleasure.